Hi again. Thanks for being here at with the CPC convention. I'm with Kenny Chiu. Kenny, how are you?
Good to meet you.
Kenny, can you tell us what are some of the challenges that you have faced as being the candidate from the Conservative Party in British Columbia?
I think in our multicultural society, a lot of the Canadians in the diaspora communities are relatively segregated, cut off from mainstream media or the main English and French media, and therefore it creates a vacuum that can be exploited by foreigners and foreign governments, powers that are interested to mess up with our democracy and to influence them. And now I think the Communist Chinese regime, they see an opportunity. They are furthering their exploitation to those diaspora Canadian Chinese.
How do you think it affects the democratic integrity of the Canadian elections?
Well, it's significant because we know that Canada is a multicultural society. I would argue that even one vote being influenced by a foreign power, it's not good. Like in my situation, in my riding, there has been disinformation spread, so much so that it's swayed many of my constituents to believe that I am anti-Asian, that I am anti-Chinese. Things like that are just not good for our democracy. And people are not voting because of their values, because of their interests and what is good for the country. They're voting because of fear. And when foreign power is stoking fear and manipulating people like that, it's not good for our democracy. And so it is the government responsibility, it's our country's responsibility to ensure that nothing like that, exists and it's acceptable. And so, for example, recently we heard that the Liberal government has decided to hold the public inquiry on foreign interference, which is a good thing. But my response is having something little and then too late, it's better than not having it. If the calendar tells me that today is 2021, a few months after CSIS have tabled the government the report that foreign governments are interfering, and they see that from CSIS that it is actually doing it in the 2021 election, and they action in September 2021 and calling a public inquiry, I will give them full credit. But it is 2 years later. And according to the terms of reference, the commissioner would not be able to provide recommendations and suggestions until the end of 2024 and the full report in 2025, which means in a minority government, the chance of another election with nothing's changed, it's very high. And that's not responsible. And I don't think Canadians should accept that.
Do you think this delay was done deliberately? Was there an attempt by the government to do that?
I don't think the current terms of reference and the schedule published, it's deliberate to be delayed. But unfortunately, like I said, the calling of this, it's 2 years late, and they definitely have the control of that. Not only they have the July report from CSIS, but they also have repeated warnings from deputy ministers and from ministers and from the organizations about the issues of foreign interference. And look at the Michael Chong case. When they learn about it, they did nothing, and only when there have been pressure coming from oppositions that they decided to actually expel one of the communist Chinese diplomat. Why do they have to wait until then? Why are they not interested to protect parliamentarians' rights? It is true that the Communist Chinese, the CCP, Beijing only targets opposition members. But, I mean, if they are Canada's true parliament and the government, it's responsible and protecting the whole country, parliamentary and especially, they should have acted far more earlier.
Can you explain our audience how the Chinese communist regime plays out their disinformation and misinformation campaign against the Chinese Canadians?
Like maybe a couple months after the election was held, there have been several non-government agencies already conducted study and find out how this is done, including, for example, this Disinfo Watch, and also a McGill University data mining expert and professor, and then also the Atlantic Council. They all conclude that through the control of WeChat, the communist allied media were able to spread the disinformation by accusing conservative party, the leader, and certain member of parliament, such as myself, as against Chinese for many years. That the communist China, the communist Chinese regime has been spreading a narrative that party equals to the states, equals to the race. And so when you start criticizing the Communist Party, they will get escalated to that you're criticizing China, the country, and before you know it, you're a racist. You hate Chinese. By using this tactic, they were spreading disinformation in the WeChat community, in some of the WhatsApp community, Chinese communities across the country, that Aaron O'Toole is racist, anti-Asian, and Kenny Chiu is also hating Chinese. He's a traitor. The fact that I propose as a personal bill to have people who act on behalf of a foreign government file a registry, like, it's not hurting their rights to do that. It's just that you have to be transparent by disclosing it. The fact that that happens, I did not deliberately, just so that we won't be targeting any specific group. My bill, my proposal did not even mention any country by name. I leave that to the Privy Council, bureaucrats, the experts to name. The fact that I propose that, they twist the nature of my bill, and they tell people that generations of Chinese Canadians will be subject to persecutions and harms, and if you are connected to the motherland with business or academic or sports, you'll be in trouble. You'll be fined, subject to $400,000. You, your family, your future generations are going to be in jeopardy.
Well, thank you for taking time out and chatting with us.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity. Have a good day.
Thank you. Thank you.